What is good, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Tapping back in with some more news for you guys. Let's get right off into it. Now, Eminem, Music to be Murdered by Side B. If you guys kind of recall, there wasn't really a promotional campaign. It was kind of like a secret, mysterious release, I guess we could say. You know what I mean? Like if you remember with Kamikaze, the album just, it was a surprise, right? And with Side B, people started seeing the album cover, because it was like just like the original one, but it was like black and white, a little different, and it had a Side B on there, and fans seen it almost kind of like in the cut in a couple posts and such online, and just went crazy, tweeting everyone, Crooked Eye, Royce, M, they know M ain't gonna really answer, but they started hitting up everyone like, what's going on here? And then if you recall, a producer who worked with Eminem, Demjointz, put up an Instagram post late 2020 in December, you know what I'm saying, of all the albums he had worked on through 2020, just like a post wrapping it all up neatly, like this is everything I worked on over the year, and fans seen it there again, and they really knew this album was coming, like before when they had seen it in other pictures and posts and stuff, it wasn't really a sure thing. People didn't know if it was some fan-made art that leaked out or where exactly it came from. But when Demjointz put that post up and said, yo, these are basically everything that I did over the year, people knew it was a for sure thing. And he recently got asked in an interview if he caught any heat over that or gotten any kind of trouble, because we know Dre and M, Dre specifically, in the past, there's been situations where artists put songs out on their own or started talking about them in the media or whatever. Like if you guys remember Bishop Lamont, who was kind of looking like Dre's next big protege or whatever, there was a lot of talk that the Grow Up track, that he wasn't really authorized to use that beat or put it out, that it was supposed to be more of a rough draft, and Dre didn't like that. You know what I mean? We've heard stories of how Dre is in the studio, and he's got his pet peeves, I guess we could say, for lack of a better word. But anyways, people at Demjointz said, I wouldn't say I got in trouble, but I did have to explain myself. I didn't see it as a big deal. I saw the full track list and I was like, oh, ish. So this this B-side plus the existing track list from the original. And when I looked online for it, that came up, the B-side cover. And to me, it was just as plain as day. So as far as I'm concerned, it was already out. No one gave that to me. It was online. So I was like, oh, ish, I guess the news is out then, right? No, it's not. No one knew, but I didn't look for this. I didn't go hunt for this. This is right here, right in front of my face. So it sounded like, since it was already out there, he didn't really feel like he was doing anything wrong, you know what I mean? But he said, I don't know if anyone necessarily had a problem with me to where I got in trouble. I just think that it called for an explanation as to where I got it from. And I was like, yeah, well, it was already out. So, they're saying he's saying he didn't really get in trouble, but who knows? Maybe you never end up working on another Dre or Eminem or Aftermath or someone within that camp. Maybe you never end up working on another track of theirs or something. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? That's sometimes the way it goes. You know what I mean? Like people don't really tell you you're mad. They just kind of stop flirting with you. I don't know. I'm not saying I hope that's what happens to this man. I feel what he was doing. He's wrapping up 2020. 2020 was a wild year, and he just wanted to, put out all the projects. Like look at my my catalog this year of what I was doing. It was a busy year. Like he was proud, but who knows, but hit the comments with your thoughts on that, guys. Moving along to the next story. Can you guys believe this? The Gorilla Glue girl, Tessica, as I just covered it in a recent video, we all seen, she, had a happy ending. Dr. Obang reached out, brought her in, put her under light anesthesia, and got that ish up out of her hair and helped her out. You know what I mean? He said, all in all, this was a great outcome. There could have been some real serious medical problems that could have helped happen to her scalp, her follicles and all that, but she's good money, right? But peep it, now you'll see her pictured wearing a shirt. And, a lot of people were like, maybe she just, that's her own shirt or whatever. Like, sometimes people just get a shirt made up that they like. But no, she's slanging that merch. She's got $28 t-shirts, $50 sweatshirts, and $45 sweatpants. She's out here slanging the Gorilla Glue Girl merch. What do y'all think? Do you guys think people will buy it? Would you rock the Gorilla Glue merch? Like, I really want to know in the comments. And I really think people is going to buy this ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl has a lot of fans, regardless of how you feel about her. If you feel she was a damn fool for doing this, or you feel she did this on purpose for the fame, whatever the case may be, she really has a following. She really does. So who knows, man? Maybe, she won't have to do that 9 to 5 no more. She'll just be sitting back getting this internet bag. Y'all hit the comments with your thoughts on that. And the last story that I wanted to cover for you guys real quick, Adam Pac-Man Jones. We know this dude has a long rap sheet. And it's kind of a wild situation. If you guys remember, when he was in the NFL, he was getting in some serious trouble, shootouts and strip clubs, all kind of ish going on, to the point that he was out of football for a little while. If you guys remember, he was doing the wrestling thing in TNA. Ron Killings was his tag team partner. Y'all know him better now in WWE as R-Truth, but the man is a hell of a wrestler. That's a whole nother story. Jay Coffee does some wrestling content from time to time. But anyways, Adam Jones, that was like around 06, 07. He was out of football for a while, right? One of the best cornerbacks in the league. But he ended up coming back to football. And for the most part, he stayed out of trouble. He was wilding out on the field sometimes. But he got arrested again, guys, in downtown Cincinnati. And it seems he beat the brakes off of a club security guard, a bouncer, laid him out, kicked him in the head, all that, put him to sleep. And I know a lot of people were clowning on Pac-Man because this is kind of wild too. Think about it. When he got in that scrap in the airport, that looked like an airport employee that he was, shooting, throwing the hands with. And now he's fighting a club security or bouncer or whatever. So it's like he's always getting in fights with the staff or whatever, I think Pac-Man just don't like people telling him what to do or what. I don't know what the case is. But, a lot of people were laughing at that footage like, man, Pac-Man can't fight or whatever. But we know how big bouncers are a lot of the times. And it seems this bouncer laid him out. Who knows? I bet you some people are going to theorize that maybe the bouncer is trying to oversell this so he can come after Pac-Man civilly. I don't know. I've actually seen a lot of people say that type of ish. For instance, I knew someone once who had kids by the sister of a UFC fighter, and I was clowning with him once, and I was like, yo, my man, when you get in arguments with your girl or whatever the case would be, I'll get my brother over here. You don't really want her to get her brother. And he was like, shit, hell yeah, I do. I'll sue his ass. I hope he fucking puts hands on me. But Pac-Man is out on bail, posted $25,000 bail. He's got to go to court. And I didn't even realize too, Pac-Man got in trouble back in 2019 for cheating at gambling. I don't know. Do you guys remember that one being in the news cycle? He was up in the casino cheating and he actually pled out to it. So I don't know. Pac-Man back getting in some ish. We'll have to keep an eye on this, how this will all turn out for Pac-Man. From all the different situations he's got in, he's kind of always dodged really doing a bid like that. You know what I mean? A lot of the cases were dismissed and thrown out. A lot of other cases he pled out to probation, fines, things of that nature. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe they'll try to throw the book at Pac-Man oh, man, you're always up in some ish. We're going to make an example out of you. Who knows? Maybe the bouncer don't show up to court. I don't know. But Pac-Man back arrested again. Ain't that some ish? Hit the comments with your thoughts on all these stories. The Gorilla Glue merch. this Music to Be Murdered by Side B story, all this. I want to know your guys' thoughts on it all. If you're new over here to the channel, guys, take that quick moment, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff, guys. This J Coffee Talk. I will catch you on the next one. I'm gone.